Hi there. Please forgive my voice. I'm recovering from a rather severe case of the flu. On a cold, very windy but clear day, I cycled out to go inspect Plymouth's newest bit of cycling infrastructure. Now, the city of Plymouth in Devon is hopelessly car addicted, and it seems that over the past 20 years, there have been never-ending major infrastructure projects to build ever more roads. In 1955, the American urbanist Lewis Mumford said, "Building more roads to prevent congestion is like a fat man loosening his belt to prevent obesity." Yet, over 70 years later, Plymouth is still building more roads. Having quite recently completed a new relief road built right through a nature reserve, the council moved on to tackle a bottleneck in the north of the city. As a first phase of the project, the council built what it claims to be LTN 1/20 compliant cycling infrastructure. Before the work started, there was a shared pavement on the eastern side of the A386 between the Plessy and Woolwell roundabouts. It was far from ideal for cyclists, but perfectly usable, with the two dodgy bits being the two-stage Pelican crossing of the A386 and the at-your-own-risk crossing of the side road joining the A386. Today we now have a curb-protected two-way cycle lane. That sounds wonderful, doesn't it? Well, it is, for a few hundred meters. There's smooth tar, curb protection against cars, and segregated from pedestrians. And then, just as you start thinking they delivered something good, it all nosedives. The northbound cycle lane abruptly ends, and you're forced to cross the southbound lane, yielding to oncoming cyclists, of course, to be spat into, you guessed it, a shared pavement. From that point onward, northbound cyclists are limited to the shared pavement until well after the junction where the old on-pavement cycle path continues. Southbound cyclists who started off on the A386 can continue along the painted on-carriageway cycle lane, but they need to be very careful, watching out for drivers crossing the cycle path to take the left turn lane. Those cyclists also have the option of joining the shared pavement, which is fairly narrow in places. Southbound cyclists who came down the old on-pavement cycle lane only have the option of continuing along the shared pavement. They have no way of joining the dedicated southbound cycle lane until after the lights-controlled junction. This mess is mind-boggling, and I'm struggling to understand what on earth the designers were thinking. Remember, Plymouth City Council unanimously declared a climate emergency, but their own plans showed it's impossible for them to reach their net zero target by 2030, which is when they aim for. And the single biggest obstacle to all of that is transport-related emissions. The reason there's a traffic bottleneck is extremely simple to explain. There are more cars than road capacity. Instead of doing what any sensible city, like Paris or Copenhagen, did, and address the cause, Plymouth City Council is still addressing the symptoms. As London, Brighton, Bristol, Exeter, Glasgow and other UK cities have shown, building decent, safe cycling infrastructure is desperately needed. If all London cyclists suddenly had to stop cycling and start driving, London would grind to a halt. The fact London traffic moves at all is in very large part due to so many people cycling. And so many people cycle there because there is safe, decent infrastructure. Safe and decent is not what I'd use to describe this mess here. And that's before we get to the extreme delays for cyclists to get through the lights, both at the side road and to cross the A386. Lewis Mumford would be shaking his head in disbelief that over 70 years after his warning, Plymouth City Council is still ignoring the perils of induced demand, and the second phase of the work is soon to start, building yet more roads.